Hey there, wondering how I created this CTR VHS effect on my TV? Well, I'll show you today in Olive. Welcome to the Digital Paul Workshop. It is I, the emergency broadcast test that interrupts your show. Techno Meow Tinkerer. Okay, so now let's take a quick look at this. I already got a video file in here. This is just a clip compilation of some of my past videos that I used in the intros of them, and so I just went ahead and rendered them all together so that way when we do this they all equally get the same effect. One of the things I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to unlink this because there is no audio, so I don't need that, and I'm just going to copy and paste because I want to show you. So I'm going to do a quick crop. Where's my distort crop? Let's see, it don't matter which way I go. I'm just going to go 50. That way, when I'm working on this, you can kind of see what's going on. So I'm going to be working on the bottom. Now, the one thing I'll let you know about this, I didn't mention it, and I don't think I knew it at the time when I did the effects layer tutorial, is that whatever order these are in affects the effects beneath or above it. I don't actually know how these layers work. But so I'm just going to go ahead and add the not stylize. I'm going to add pixelate. In this case, I want it to be about 500 by 500 because the old CT, that's 50, I need 500. Because the old CTR televisions were a set number of pixels, and we kind of want that. Let me actually go ahead and get this to enlarge some so we can kind of see what all I'm doing here. You can kind of tell it to a degree, at least I can on mine, some of the pixelation that we will want. Okay, next thing we want to give it is a Gaussian blur. I'm going to minimize that, and let's see, Gaussian blur, or Gaussian, I don't know why I want to say Gaussian, it's Gaussian, and I want to drop that, and of course you can see my crops, letting me see two difference in the sides of the stuff. But I want to drop this down to, me personally, I'll go about like 1.5. Somewhere between 1 and 2 is about what you need. So we get that. And so like if I was to disable it, you can kind of see the blur effect. Because the old TVs were not necessarily as crisp as these new ones. Let's see, I want to go back to enable. Get back to this guy. So the next thing we also want to do is the color correction. Very few people actually knew how to color adjust their old CTR TVs. I remember being in the dorm once. I had to help a friend out who was trying to get it set because the guy who set it had just put the contrast very high. So we're going to kind of do that here. So the first thing we need to do is come down to our tint. We're going to do about a -6 on our tint. Our exposure. Give me a second. I'm kind of in the way of my own notes. Our exposure is about, I'm going to go about a 12 here. You see how I just brightened this up a bit. And see, that's it with most people, the old CTR, they would adjust this to be bright. Turn the high contrast, although we are going to go with the contrast just a little bit to be about 112. And let's see, the next thing I'm going to come down here to is one that says white brightness. We're going to change this to being about 109. You see it kind of gives it a little washed out. And then blacks, we're going to change this to being 114. That's kind of you kind of see how they don't give that true black, it's that grayish black like the old televisions. And again, this is, like I said, you can actually move this up, and let's see how well if it affects anything. Move up. No, it's not really changing too much. Some of this stuff I have noticed when I move around, maybe it's when I get into some of the other features, it kind of affects this right here. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to do something called the cross stitch. So our next effect, let's see, is it under style? Yeah, under stylize, we go to cross stitch. Now that's a little too high. Whatever, it might be high enough depending upon what you want. So let's go, I'm going to go about an 8. Sometimes you want to do a 7. That's right. Let me move it on up. Yeah, now you just see right then how that just changed the actual view or look of the thing by moving it up. Yeah, I've moved that up above. I think the cross stitch looks better when it's above on this layer system when it's above instead of below. Because I can kind of still see it, but it ain't as quite as noticeable. What if I go up above pixels? Let's see. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. Yeah, so move it down. Okay, one of the next things we also want to do is the noise. Let's see, where was the noise at? Was it under distortion? Okay, where was that noise? Oh, I've already forgotten. Let's see, distort. There it goes, under color. I've already forgotten. So I want to drop that down about a 15 because most stuff, as you can see, is kind of giving that snowy effect. Because like most of the old TV, especially if it's antenna, you didn't necessarily get a clear picture. So let's move it up and see how it looks depending upon where it's at. Move up because I do want it kind of noisy. Boy, that's really snowy there. Move up. Nothing above that one. So let's move you back down. I wish there was an easier way to, because I don't think I can't click and drag. I wish we could click and drag. Maybe in the version 2.0 they have out, you can do that. That if I was going for a more snowy effect, yeah. Let's see, move that. I kind of like that because it gives it a slight noise, but it ain't that noticeable. Because you always can go in here and change it if you need to make it more noticeable. So I like it there, just under the cross stitch, me personally. And now this is just basic, just if you want to get the basic look of it. Now you can also add a, let's see, color. Was it color ambient? There we go, chromatic ambient. You can do this. This especially when it's not focused, because you could kind of set the old CRTs where you could adjust it, where it kind of had this like green and red aura about it, and it's where it was the attempt to try to do the 3D glasses at home. So this can actually work, and you can just play around with this if you wanted to change it much. Not really seeing much of a difference, but then again, I undo it, just kind of see it. Let's move it up. Maybe if I move it up some, I can see some difference, because like I said, these layers, depending upon where things are at. Nope, it's not what I want. There we go. Now you're kind of seeing that little what I was talking about earlier. So you can kind of control and adjust a little bit. And so we sit here and just kind of go through some of that stuff. Actually, I had to switch this crop from that to this, because you'll see a lot more it on this side. Yeah, you kind of see a little both, depending upon which frame I'm on. So that's pretty much just give you your basic effect for a CTR television. Disable this right now. Now there's some other stuff you can do, like if you really want to go for the black and white look, you can kind of go into, let's see, where is it? Was it colors? Hue saturations. We'll go in here and you can just desaturate it to try to go. Now you may have to play around with some of the other features, because one of the things you got to remember in black and white TV is the color that it was supposed to represent was not always the color that was used. I think in a lot of old black and white films, to represent red lipstick, they use purple because of the contrast that purple added in the monochromatic thing. Well, so you'll probably have to change that. Now you can also while we leave that there, you also can give it a vignette. Some of the old TVs, that's a little two. Some of the old TVs, you would have these little dark spots because it was a picture tube. And so, let's see, you can kind of change that a bit to give you the whole look. And that worked for both the black and white and the color. They would have that vignette sometimes, that old look. So you can always add that it on the edge and adjust it as you see fit. Because it's been so long since I've used the CTR, I about don't remember how the picture actually looked. Let's see. So I'm not going to use black and white. So that's basically how you can kind of give it even an older look, with the vignette and the black one, only the vignette on. Now there's a couple. Let's see. Actually, I am going to need to copy this, because the next thing is I'm going to do is the VCR roll. So let's see. We need to copy this. Paste, because let's see. Hopefully it is. Oops. Gotta remember. I wish this thing would let me paste on the line that I'm on, not necessarily on the. Let's see, can I get most of this stuff back to the strong? But I wish it would let me paste on the line that I select, not the line that I copied from. So let's see. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually do some VCR effects. One of the first things I want to do here is I kind of just want to create a blank frame. We just do a solid color. I just need a blank. I just wish it didn't always start on red. That red is bright. Let's see, speed duration. I want you, let's give you about 10 seconds. Okay. And so the reason why I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to show you actually a couple of ways to create some other video effects. So let's restart there. Now this one I'm going to actually do the VHS scroll wrinkle. This is what they call it. So here I'm going to actually change the. Boy, I thought I reduced all these. So let's. When I moved it, it changed it. Hopefully, all of your new 2.0 version fixes that issue right there. So here I'm going to actually need to take off the uniform scale. Now, the actual scale size. This I'm going to leave it 100. This I'm going to make it 1,000. See how it stretches that? Because that wrinkle is that kind of stretched look. So unless they bring it here. And then we're going to actually move you. I want to actually start you on up here. Oh wait a minute, that's not what I want to do. I just remember actually I want to start it down here like this first, because I'm getting ready to do something and I'm going to need to crop it. Come on, where is the top of this thing? Boy, I forgot how much that thing. So I'm going to actually need to do a keyframe there, and then down here I'm going to actually, now let's move you on up. Oops, not quite that far high. I need you to be about right there. Let me slide this over so I can see all my keyframes. So okay, there we go. We got 2 keyframes. Now, yes, I do need to drop that down just a tad more. There we go. Now, one of the next things I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to crop. Distort, crop. And so here, let's see. Did it hide my, okay, what do I do with my, I don't know if it's in there to go away my point. So here I want to crop the top down. Let's see, we want to go to probably about 98. Yeah, we'll go 99. Get that thing, and I'm going to put a keyframe there. Then we're going to come back here. I want to do 0 there, and then at the bottom I want to do 99 as well. So let's see, when I hit play, if it does. Okay, why ain't you doing what I want you to do? Where is the crop? Oh, I didn't get the, let's see, 99. Oh, I see what I did wrong. I cropped the wrong things. So here I need to crop. Let's see, go back to 0. I need to do top 99. Hit keyframe. Also, I need to hit keyframe for the bottom. And then over here, I'm going to need to change this to 0, and then this to 99. So let's see if that's what I needed to do. There we go. Now we got that nice little wrinkle going through the video like it's a cassette tape. So that's one way. Now there is one other way you can kind of give, and I did this back with my what's the antenna diorama I made, and that is the noise level. Now you notice I got the noise here at 15. I want to crop it there at 15. I'm going to crop it here, or not crop it, but keyframe it there. So, and we'll find somewhere about the middle. I want about the middle keyframe, because then I want to get this to go about 20. Let's go up a little higher than 25. Make it look like we're really having trouble trying to get the signal. And same thing here, 25. So that way when I go to play it, you can kind of get like it's a snow and coming in, going out, then it's going to come back in, then it's going to go back out. And so it gives you that effect like you're not a strong signal. That's more of the antenna than the CTR antenna with the antenna than it is the VHS. And last thing is, I don't know what this would actually be called, but it's more of I've seen this on VHS, and actually I had this happen on satellite a time or two, depending upon the signal. And it's where like the cell is roll, or not really. It's like it's not in keeping in frame or something. So let's see what we're going to need to do here. Well, we got everything as is. I'm going to actually disable this one. So let's get down, close all this stuff out, because I want to move this up to about right there. Well, actually, first things first. Let's zoom in here so I can kind of work on this little spot a little bit better. I'm going to actually want to keyframe that there, but then I want to come up here, and now I want to move this up. Okay, now I want to enable this so I can see what I'm doing again. And as that's come down, I want, let's see. Oh wait, I'm trying to remember actually what the easiest way to do this, because it's been a moment since I've done this. Where is my ending frame? So this I want to start. We'll start the positioning there. And this one I want to or something like right in there, I believe. Yeah, so let's see, enable, and then I'm gonna bring this one on down. No, why are you want the bottom one? So why aren't you bringing me the bottom? There we go. And so this will give me that kind of roll-like effect where you see the I don't know what they call it. I meant to look it up. Oh, for some reason my system wants to act sluggish. Probably because I'm trying to get so much done here. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Yeah. No, wait, I forgot one thing before I go. One little thing. The one trick is I do find, and you can do this with, if you got multiple layers, or you can do it with a single layer. We'll just do it, yeah, we'll just leave it as is. And go ahead and nest everything. Once you nest it, then you come in and you add an effect. So like if I want to, let's see, distort. What was it? Sphere. I don't know if it's the sphere one I wanted or not. Let me see. Yeah, let me get the tile off. So yeah, now I can come in here and basically give it this curved TV look, because to me it's easier. And one reason why, let me come up here and get me, I need no still image. Where's my old background? I'll get my old background. Now we'll just do it here. I don't need to drag it out. So you can see here. So I learned that if you nest everything and then you apply a transform, or in this case, distort, like the sphere one, it keeps all of the effect within this right here. Because if you don't do a nest and you try to do the sphere, it's going to carry out all the other effects to whatever is behind this. So yeah, if you want to give your old looking footage that curved TV look, and we bring it down from stretch to more of a square, that's how you do it without affecting everything. Because let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about right quick. Come on, undo, 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 undo. So we'll just move. Actually, I'll just do it here. I'm gonna disable. Oh, I didn't mean to disable all of it, but enable. Bring down that image, and then I'm gonna do the distort sphere. At least a couple times I've done this. The effects always seem to affect that what was in the background. Let's see, get rid of the tile, get rid of the stretch. Don't look like it's doing it here. It might be because of the where things are at. Let me see if it's because the okay, yeah. So it's going to be depending upon where your location of this is at. Because now I've gone up to color correction, and you can see it's starting to affect what's behind it. But to me, I just find it easier if you're going to do a distort to have everything nested. That way, if you go back in, you can kind of adjust everything as needed. Because otherwise, you're just going to have to make sure that it is down here near your. This effect's going to need to be the bottom layer. I guess this is considered the bottom on this thing. This type of layering system is kind of new to me. And so, but at least that's how you can kind of give it that curved TV look. But just keep in mind that if you do it this way, you risk these others affecting this area. That's why I'd rather just use that in the and just nest everything and then use that on the nest. And that is how I created the CTR and VCR look of my video there across screen from me. And of course, if you like my content, you can go to these websites right here to support me in different ways, as well as like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you think might find it interesting. And like I said in the video about nesting, I've come to find out it's been a very helpful tool, and if you want to learn a little bit more about it, then you can go check out my video, All of Nest Fusion Magic. Trust me, it's come out real handy when you need to do effects across multiple layers of footage. Have a nice day.